One of the best ways to get reach on social media, especially with short form videos, is to hop on those trends. But how quickly do you need to jump on the bandwagon before it just becomes cliche? I've got some insight for you in this episode of the Library Marketing Show. Hi, I'm Angela Hursh from superlibrarymarketing.com. Head on over there and click on subscribe so you never miss a video or a long form article, which I post every other week. Also, I'm always looking for kudos nominations. So you can contact me at the website. And speaking of kudos nominations, we're going to begin today with a nomination. This nomination actually came in from a retired programming and marketing librarian from Nashua, New Hampshire. And this nomination is for Robert Hayes of the Tewksbury, Massachusetts Public Library. This person who wrote in the nomination said, quote, Robert holds multiple Zoom programs for adults each month. Many are held during the day, and they draw audiences of 100 to 200 people from around the country and sometimes from abroad. Robert uses targeted email marketing to publicize these programs. In addition, he often solicits other area libraries to co-host or help fund these programs, opening up new channels for marketing them. He has several excellent repeat presenters who contribute to publicity by letting their own followers know about the program. This is really awesome. I love hearing this. It's really interesting to me that people from around the country and around the world come to partake in that program, which shows that Robert must have a great knack for coming up with programming and marketing. So kudos to you, Robert. All right, let's get into today's topic, which was a question that came in from a viewer named Amy from the Orange City Library. Amy wrote, we see a lot of fun videos that libraries do, like the Trust Fall that New Berlin did. You might remember that a couple weeks back. They were our kudos. And then a lot of other libraries recreate it. Is it good to jump on the bandwagon and try the same thing ourselves, or does it get overdone? And should we just appreciate the video for the recognition it gives to libraries? That is a really great question. And I actually didn't know the answer to this, so I had to do some research. In my research, looking at the algorithms of the major social media platforms, particularly Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, where these videos might live, I found that it is okay to jump on the bandwagon, but you do have to work within a pretty specific time frame, which I didn't know about, but now I'm going to share it with you. The answer really does depend on the platform on which you're posting. On TikTok, the trends usually peak really fast, like you only have a couple of days to jump on the bandwagon. Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels takes a little longer, maybe 1 to 2 weeks. The way I would think about this is if you see something that looks like it could be a trend, it's great to jump on the bandwagon. If you're seeing it everywhere, if you check like a round of, let's say, 10 libraries that you follow on either of those platforms, and 6 or 7 of the 10 have done this trend, then you might be a little too late. Now, given that in mind, and let's say you do see the trend early and you want to jump on it, I think you should do a little bit of strategic thinking before you just go out and copycat a video because it's going to be a trend. Here's a little checklist of things to ask yourself. Number 1, does it really fit your library's personality, the personality or tone or voice that you have created on those channels? Number 2, can you adapt it to library life? Not every trend that comes along is adaptable to libraries, and it's okay to just let the ones that don't adapt, just let them go. And number 3, can you do it quickly? Because as I mentioned, we have a very short time frame to turn these around. Sometimes these trends are slightly complicated, and if we can't turn it around quickly, it's best to let others catch on to the trend. And I just want to sit in that last section for the moment of letting go of a trend. It can create a feeling of FOMO when you're not jumping on the bandwagon. I know this personally. So here are just some things to tell yourself. You don't have to jump on every trend for visibility. We are going to get visibility for some trends do better than others do, and we don't have to always take advantage of them. The second thing is really, if it feels forced, if it feels off-brand, if your staff are uncomfortable doing it, it's probably a good sign to skip it. And then sometimes I think just going to those other libraries who take advantage of the trend, liking, commenting, sharing on their posts is really one of the better ways to support libraries as a whole and can help to alleviate maybe some of the guilt you might feel if you miss out on a trend. So those are my thoughts on trending videos on social media platforms. And I am curious, has your library jumped on a trend recently? If so, how did you execute that? Like, how quickly did you notice it, and were you able to turn around to post it to your followers? And what was the result? Let's get a conversation about trends started down in the comments, and thank you for the question. And that is it for this episode of the Library Marketing Show. But my channel is full of other tips for library marketing. If you're interested in learning more, head to this next video. I'll meet you there.